What's up, Aquarius? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general full moon tarot reading for the full moon coming up on April 23rd. It's going to be at 7:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be at 4 degrees Scorpio, which will put it in the 17th mansion of the moon. 17th mansion of the moon, I'll put a picture of it. You can read. It's right there. It's really about foundations, like foundations for your financial self, like your financial well-being, and for like your love life and your marriage and stuff like that. And it's good for marriage. It's not really good for new business, but it's good to like build stability. And you can read about it. The astrology kind of supports that too. Bring love into the situation was your card, by the way. Because this moon, which is in Scorpio, is opposite the sun in Taurus, which is all about mine or your material security. So like your material stability. That's where Scorpio in and of itself is about shared resources and transformation. If you're an Aquarius ascendant, you're talking your 9th or 10th house, and they're both square Pluto. Both the sun and the moon are square Pluto. So this is the power struggle, right? Power, sex, transformation, the occult, this type of thing. And if it was your 9th house, you could be struggling with the fact you may want to transform your life. You don't want to maybe you don't want to be stable and just like live your home life. Maybe you want to go travel because 9th house is travel. Or you want to adopt, right there, you want to adopt like a new philosophy on life. And you want to look at things differently and transform them. And there's going to be kind of a balance between that. Like, what's more important to you, right? Financial stability, or like going off and just experiencing life in the world and transforming to do more and be more. Not that staying financially stable is bad or wanting to live a home life. That's some people's dream, most people's dream, but it just depends. That might be what some of you may be struggling with. If it's your 10th house, you're talking about at work. It could be like power struggles at work. People wanting to get the upper hand, or people wanting to shine and get the raise or this or that, or get credit for this or that. Like power struggles, right? They could be brought to light. But again, you would need to know your ascendant, and if you're an ascendant Aquarius watching this video, then that could be what's affecting you. All right, could affect you. The energies could affect you in that way. But it's really heavily going to be around financial security and stability versus like transformation and shared resources, rather than just your own individual material security. But anyway, Aquarius, bring love into the situation was your moon card. So, that's always good. Bring love in the situation. I'm all for that. Love is kind of hard to pin down and define. It's different for each of us, but whatever that means for you, bring it in. There's something unknown, some kind of secret, or maybe you're having dreams, some kind of psychic influence even. That's the main card. This question could be about secrets, right? Maybe you feel like someone's keeping a secret, and that's why you're going to have to bring love into the situation to kind of get the answers. Or maybe you're keeping a secret. Maybe you know something. It's crossed by seeds that you planted. Maybe you feel like that maybe the secret that you know, or that you're trying to uncover, maybe you feel like that all the work you've done to like set up for something, it may derail it. Or something along those lines, like you're afraid if this comes out, it may undo all of the seeds that you planted, or undo all the work that you've done in some way, or even just some of it. But it's saying bring love into the situation. So I don't think it's going to do all that. In the recent past, you have a fire sign influence. He's facing away, so it would make sense that they're in the past. You could have fire in your chart, Aquarius, but it likely could be someone that was from your past. Maybe someone you had an issue with in somewhere you felt that was keeping secrets, or that you kept secrets from. The conscience influence is another fire sign. This could be a young fire sign, could be a child. Maybe you have a fire sign child, but it's likely like something you're passionate about, a new idea that you're passionate about, a new opportunity that you're trying to move toward. Because this is also in the near future is a new opportunity, something you're passionate about. Maybe you've had to move away from something that you were doing. Maybe it was something for work and you want to do something different now. The unconscious influence is you're trying to rest. You're trying to chill out, step back for a little while. And it could be dreams too. Again, you could be having very vivid dreams because this person's likely sleeping. That moon card does represent the unconscious and dreams. You know, you need to be open to your unconscious. You need to be in communication with it. You need to have that channel open. Everything that you are, you're not just this material ego consciousness, right? You also, there's another side of us, the unconscious, our dreams, right? Our spiritual experiences, these types of things. It's two halves of a whole. That's why our brain is active when we're asleep as well as when we're awake, right? It's two sides of us. You want to make sure that they are working together. And you need to discover what that's about. That can be done through spiritual practice to open that up and really kind of see the synchronicities. That's when you know your unconscious is speaking to you. It speaks to you in your dreams. It speaks to you in synchronicities that you notice around you. Serendipitous situations, right? That's all the unconscious speaking, because it speaks in symbols. And then you have to consciously kind of work with the unconscious to understand the whole picture. If you understand the whole picture, you can fine tune it. Once the mechanism is fully uncovered and discovered, you can fine tune it to help have its influence on the outer world. Now, the outer world influences us as well, but where our power lies is right here within us, right? Everything's energy, frequency, and vibration. But you can't control all this energy out here that's interacting and creating these random situations. Where your power lies is right here, where your energy, frequency, and vibration is. So the way you think, the way you act, the way you feel, that's where you get to mirror energy. So if you mirror that energy out, the world around you will support that. It'll give situations that are conducive to supporting that way you feel, think, and are, the way you're being and the way you act, because it sees the pattern. If you constantly get upset or you worry about things, then there's going to be situations that pop up around you that stimulate that in you because you've created that pattern. And the universe around you thinks that's what you want. So you have to change that cyclical pattern, like everything's in cycles. You know, the universe is moving in a cycle. The solar system is, the moon is, the seasons do. Everything's in cycles and patterns. And you have that within yourself as a microcosm, your little solar system here. If you want to change the influences and which ones are dominant and prominent in the way you think and feel, and you want the influences around you to promote that, you want to influence it and have it reflected back to you, because everything is mirrored. Our eyes are mirrors, right? All influence is just a mirror. It's an exchange of energy. When light hits an object, it bounces, hits my eyes, and reflects, and I can see it. It's all reflection and mirrors. It's all energy transference and interaction and influence. So where your influence is right here with your energy, frequency, and vibration. So if you want to be a specific way, you need to know how you would be in that situation. Like, oh, if I was rich, I would be very generous. Be that way now. Be generous now. Because you need to be the change you want to see in the world. And that involves both your having all aspects of yourself uncovered, your unconscious and your conscious working together to be the full, complete version of yourself, and then fine-tuning it through your own thoughts, through your own feelings, through your own emotions, and living it. And it doesn't just change instantly, because everything's in patterns. You have to break the pattern and then establish a new one. And then you'll see that the world around you starts reflecting situations back to you that promote the way now that you think, feel, and act. So open up. Open up to that unconscious. That's what that moon is. That's unconscious. That's what we can't see. And then boom, the opening happens and you can interact. It's like enlightenment. That's what it is. It's when you start discovering the full extent of what a human can be. Not just the conscious linear aspect of what you live, but the unconscious spiritual, boundless aspect that's also within us. And then having them work together. Because you'll be surprised. If you start thinking a certain way, acting a certain way, visualizing a certain way, you'll start dreaming about it. And that's how you know it's going to manifest. So you can actually program your unconscious. But what actually occurs around you is in that boundless area of the unconscious where all this energy is flowing. And if you're not conscious of it, it will just, random things will happen to try to force you to experience these things that you've repressed or that are down there in that unconscious. And it'll happen around you. But if you're conscious of it and it's integrated and you understand it, it doesn't need to do that, and it can work together. And then you can begin to program the mechanism and then get the proper vibration of frequency and actions to start getting the reflection back that you want. But anyway, a judgment has been made. You have made a final judgment on something. It'll be different for every Aquarius. Like I said, it could be somebody that was keeping secrets or that you had a secret and you've made a judgment about it. If you are to bring this forward, try to be compassionate. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. So if you would want this situation brought to you, like some kind of secret that you found or some kind of situation that you found out about, how would you want it brought to you? Would you want it to be accusatory, or would you want it to be, I've been made aware of something, I'd like to talk to you about it and get your thoughts on it and whatnot, and then maybe we can try to figure something out. Bring it into a very calm and loving way, a receptive way. You don't want to just be like projecting that shadow. You need to be receptive in the situation so that you can get a true exchange of energy and understand what the truth really is. Some kind of judgment was made. You made a judgment. And you walked away. Because somebody was being sneaky. They were being strategic. And you must have felt that they did not have your best interests in heart. Whether that be in a love relationship, or that be it like work, or something like a project you were working on. You walked away. You felt like you weren't being treated fairly, or that like you weren't being acknowledged for what you brought forth to the table. And you made that judgment. You said, I'm done. Because, you walked away. It doesn't mean you can't re-enter into it if certain concessions are made. But it looks like if it is a love relationship, and it says bring love to the situation, so it could be maybe you need to break up with someone. Maybe you'll have a child. Maybe you did break up with them. Okay? But the outcome is a new opportunity in love. Or rekindling what you have. Working through it. Bringing love into the situation and being understanding. And bring all these things forth. But to do that in the right way, you also have to be complete and whole. And believe it or not, once you're able to do that within yourself, you will, when people are around you, it's going to naturally make them want to do the same. But I'll give you a warning about that, is once you are a person that has done that, it makes people uncomfortable. The average person will be uncomfortable around you. Believe me, I live my life like that because I've been someone that's had to go through great healing, and I've had to open up. And because of that, I automatically bring that to other people, and most people aren't ready for that. They just want to live their life. But you can't help but radiate it. But if they do care about you and they love you, and it's like a situation, somebody you're close with, they're gonna do the same. They're gonna want to do the same because they're gonna want to be with you. So it's gonna help them do the same. Even though you're not doing it for them, they have to do it for themselves, but you're radiating that energy. So if they love you and they're receptive to you and to it, and they choose, then it's still gonna be uncomfortable probably, but they're gonna work through what they have to work through. And it's gonna help them become whole and complete. And that's what's on the line here, right? Becoming whole helps others become whole. Even though that should never be your objective, is to try to help other people because they can only help themselves, truly. But you can be a mirror and vibrate in a specific way, and it's going to make them want to reflect that back naturally. Unless, of course, you let their energy influence yours and you let it break your pattern. But that, again, that just being cognizant and being always aware and being on top of your P's and Q's, and always be very conscious of what's happening and what the energy exchange is. Sounds like a lot, and it is, but you'd be surprised how quickly we can do it as people and how naturally we can do it. It just takes practice and understanding, a lot of reflection, a lot of self-dialogue. Anyway, Aquarius, that's all I have. Bring love to the situation. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's going to help the algorithm push these videos forward and get me the watch hours I need, because I really need watch hours. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just grateful for the view, and I'm grateful that you're here. And I do hope to see you here again, Aquarius. Happy full moon.